Hello, YouTube. Today I have a great call with a woman from Egypt. She has a lot of questions. She did a lot of research ahead of time, but she found that a lot of the research isn't meant for her. So this video is going to be really good. You're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it. Stay tuned to the end. And thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. Okay, let's get to the video.
Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up.
Great, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Happy to finally get this thing together. You're my first call this morning, so
yeah, I know it's pretty early your time.
oh, it's only 10 o'clock. It's not that early. I've been here for a while.
Oh, okay.
So let me see. You had some questions for me, right?
Yes, I did. Let me just give you a background first, quickly, about what we're trying to do and who we are. All right, so we're three partners. All of us are non-US citizens. We just formed an LLC in Wyoming, literally October 15th. So, it has been only 2 weeks. The main business for the LLC is going to be selling on Amazon FBA. So basically we'll be sourcing products and sending it to the States and selling it through Amazon. So far, I have applied for the EIN, but according to IRS, that's going to take 45 business days. So we're on a holding pattern here. We have not started any business on Amazon yet, just because we're waiting on the EIN. I came across some information about taxes and structures and all of that. So I understand that the LLCs do have the option of electing the tax structure they can work with going forward, at least for the next 5 years. But this is where it gets confusing. I kind of know what I want, but at the same time, most of the information out there, let's just put it this way, most of the information out there is really tailored for the US citizen who lives in the US and has a company in the US. And we're a bit different than that. So what I guess I'm trying to find out what rules and regulations apply to us. What do we need to do to take the right steps forward? And
sorry.
And
yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and if anything differentiates.
Yeah, so there's just different rules. There's a lot of rules, but they apply differently. And the main rules are that U.S. citizens are subject to their worldwide taxation, and non-residents, obviously, if you don't, why would you have to pay tax in the U.S.? Where do you live? Where are you guys at?
Egypt.
Egypt, fun. I have a couple of Egyptian clients.
You do?
They also do e-commerce. They do very well.
Oh, good.
E-commerce. So I have actually have a couple good ones in Egypt, and then a couple Egyptians that live in like Jordan or somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so the LLC is a pass-through tax entity. So it doesn't exist for U.S. tax purposes. So really, when you're using it, even though it's a U.S. partnership, the income is taxed where it's earned. Right now, there hasn't been any guidance issued, or at least that I know of, that the IRS is saying whether or not using FBA services is considered doing business in the United States. Based on my research and my understanding of what would be an independent agent, Amazon wouldn't be considered, it would be like a third party, and it's doing its own business and you're just contracting them. So I don't think it would make you have to pay taxes in the US. That's what I've said on a bunch of my videos on my channel. Just selling on the internet doesn't make, I think drop shipping is probably safer and even has an even better position. But if you're doing Amazon FBA, you just need to keep aware of the laws and if there's any changes.
Okay, so if I'm understanding you right now, is that we don't have to file taxes on March 15th like everybody else?
You have to file a tax return. You have to comply and you have to share information. You have to report everything correctly, but you don't have to pay any taxes.
Oh. So the self-employment, like let's say if it's a partnership, the self-employment tax, all of that doesn't apply to us. Like we're gonna have to file for it, but at the same time, the U.S. won't charge us for it. Like for it, they won't do the deductions.
So the partnership doesn't pay any taxes. The partners would pay their own personal taxes. What I do with my clients is we file a partnership return and we don't show any income or expenses on it. And then I have a bunch of code sections that I cite as an attachment to the partnership return. Whereas we share with the IRS that you're not doing any business in the United States, which is why you're not providing any income or expenses. And that's why you're not paying any taxes.
Okay, so let's say, so that's okay for the first couple of years, but wouldn't the IRS find it kind of odd that we started a company in the US and then we're not paying, we're constantly filing no income?
But you're telling them why.
Oh, okay, well, just bear with me because this whole thing is new and what you're saying right now is brand new.
Well, you're talking
From
about tax
everything
laws of
I-
a country you don't live in. You know, why would you know this stuff?
Well, because I started a company in their country, so I figured they'd want their money.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to do your compliance and do everything, but you're not doing any business in the US. You just have a company, and the banks will make some money with fees. Amazon will make money. You're selling to US consumers. You're taking some money out of the US, but you're also sending products in. You know, why would you have to pay taxes in the US? You're not doing anything there. You just have a piece of paper that gives you a bank account.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you the things that I was worried about, and you let me know if what the status of them is. So I don't need to worry about electing a tax structure then, because really initially what I wanted is to choose the partnership tax structure anyway, because I think it will be best for us in the beginning at least. I don't want to worry about S corp or C corp or anything like that. So
S
then I
corp
don't need to
you
worry.
can only do an S corp if you're a U.S. citizen or resident.
Okay, great. So I don't need to worry about electing a tax structure. And when we do the tax filing on March 15th, we're going to report income and expenses and everything, but at the same time, we're going to tell them that we're really not. This is the part I'm confused about. So if you can elaborate on it a little bit.
Okay. I wrote a memo about why LLCs don't, like foreign owners of LLCs, when they wouldn't have to pay taxes in the US. And there's a bunch of code sections and actually case law that addresses the sourcing of income and addresses how LLCs pay taxes. And the LLCs are pass-through entities, and it's like they don't exist for tax purposes. So if you're just in Egypt selling stuff on the internet, the U.S. would have no right to tax you because you're not doing anything in the U.S. All of the code and case law it basically points toward the sourcing of income based on where the services are delivered. So if you are in the U.S. delivering services, then you would have U.S. source income. But and they were all of the tax laws were written before the internet existed. So you couldn't really do services without being somewhere. So all of the tax laws and all the case laws, even most of the major court cases, were determined before the internet. The ones that I cite are in the 60s and 70s. So and the law hasn't changed to address this because it's really complicated and they just haven't changed it yet. The Trump tax law changes were pretty significant, but they didn't address this issue.
I see. Okay, so I guess that answers a couple of my questions. Do we need to apply for any business licenses in Wyoming because the company is in Wyoming, or do I need to not worry about something like that?
Business licenses, you apply for those to allow you to do business in the state. Since you're doing business outside of the state, you wouldn't necessarily need any business licenses because you're not doing any business in the state.
Okay. So the other thing I wanted to ask about was the ITIN. I know you guys sort of specialize in those. I also know that I can apply for it through the embassy, but the embassy has always been a Fort Knox in Egypt, and especially with the coronavirus,
Well,
it has
you
not been
can't apply.
easy.
You can't apply for it through the embassy. You have to get your. I don't think you can apply. It's an IRS. It's a tax form. The embassy doesn't process tax forms.
Well, I don't know if the rules have changed or not, but I know that some, previously people were able to apply for it through the embassy because it requires a certified copy of their ID or their
You need a
or their
certified.
passport.
Yes, exactly. You need a certified copy of your passport, or to mail your original passport in, but that's attached to the actual tax filings that you need to complete.
Okay, so do I need
send
to
that to the
worry about
IRS.
it? Do I need to worry about applying for the ITIN before tax filing comes around?
It doesn't. I don't think you need it for tax filings. There's other reasons to have an ITIN, and it's I don't know. If you want one, you can get one. That you might not need it. Amazon's becoming more and more particular and how they work with people. So, they might eventually make you work through the Egypt Amazon FBA instead of through the U.S. based Amazon FBA provider. So, because I know they have different like hubs and access points for people to enter, and so
That's true, but it's not officially Amazon just yet in Egypt. And even for people who live in like the UAE or Saudi Arabia, where Amazon became Amazon, they still can carry accounts in Amazon UK and US. They don't have to particularly move just yet. I mean, they can request to have separate to link accounts, but they don't particularly have to give up the US or the UK one. So what you're saying is that I don't need to worry about the ITIN. I may not even need it at all.
I don't know if you need it or not. It depends on what you want to use it for. It helps for payment processors, but if you're doing everything through Amazon, I don't know right now if you need it. It takes a lot longer to get though.
Yeah, it does take a lot longer to get. And do I need the EIN to be available before I apply for it?
No, the ITIN is a personal tax filing. It's a personal thing.
Okay. All right. Well, I think in this case, the only application we would need it for is if we're trying to open a bank account, a business bank account or something in the States.
Nope, don't need an ITIN for a bank account.
I don't?
No?
Well, I don't have a social security number either. So
No,
it's going to be
don't
okay.
need any of that. Don't need those. You need to bring your passport.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, you're making my life a whole lot easier.
I told you it would have been worth the $250. It's a good call, right? I gotta give you all the answers. How much time did I just save you with all these answers?
You not only did you give me all the answers, you basically told me I need to sit back, wait for the EIN, and start working as soon as it gets here.
Yeah, you don't have to do that much. It's pretty easy. You need to find a U.S. account. We can probably use Mercury Bank. They accept online people.
Mercury?
Mercury Bank is popular for international community. They do online accounts, so you don't have to use Payoneer and other like quasi bank things.
Well, how about Payoneer? Is that considered a valid bank account?
It's not a bank account. They just have a lot of fees and rules, and they're really annoying. Like I wouldn't. It's just really annoying to work.
Okay, so I'll definitely check out Mercury Bank then. Okay, so I'm not on your website right now. So do you guys help with tax filing annually?
Yeah.
And so what would be required and how much would it cost?
So in terms of the tax filing, I just need all the company information. And generally, for the partnership returns, you could pay me the first time and then do it yourself going forward, because I'll just show you how to do it, and then you just do it like that. And we do it for $1,250. And I probably am going to come out with a little course, because I'm finishing my courses about how to do the multi-member LLC, the partnership return each year, because I already have one for the 5472 for the single member the single member LLCs, but I'll put
Uh-huh.
together, I have to put together one for multi-member LLCs. I think it would be useful for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so too. You guys, I don't know what to tell you. you kind of, you've kind of made it a whole lot easier on me. And everybody I've spoken with before said, yes, of course, you have to elect a company structure. Yes, of course, you're going to pay taxes, and it's going to be self-employment of 15%.
Well, you know
And it
what?
just,
You know what? These people, there's a lot of people out there that just don't know any better, and they just work with U.S. people, and they just like do whatever. And the biggest thing that I say is I'll show you the tax law. Well, I'll show my clients and my YouTube viewers the tax law and the codes that surround the decisions I'm making, whereas other advisors will just tell you what to do, and they won't show you any reasoning why, and they won't give you any proof or any law behind it. They'll just tell you, oh yeah, you have to do that. This is, and they won't tell you why.
yeah,
So I like to think that my what I've been doing is right, and I've had a lot of very wealthy clients that are like you, except that they even more skeptical and have a lot more money to start with. So they just hire tons of attorneys and get tons of opinions. And I've worked with some high level e-commerce people who have paid me for my advice and then paid other attorneys, and it's all come back basically the same. So it's not me just making stuff up. I've worked with some of the, I guess I can say I've worked with some very high level prestigious attorneys in the U.S. who
hmm
coordinate and have confirmed what I've been saying on my YouTube channel. So I'm happy to help out people like yourself and then get more clients in the process.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I mean, you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Is
for
there,
supporting the
I
channel.
don't have any more questions.
No, it's fine.
What?
Thanks for supporting the YouTube channel. I'm sure that's how you found me, right? No?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Yes,
thanks for
exactly.
sharing,
That's
liking
exactly
all
how I found
videos.
you because
Thanks for liking all videos and sharing them with your
I'm
network
gonna
and
make
stuff.
sure I like all the videos.
Well, we'll keep coming up in your feed. You're gonna see yourself on there soon, like a star.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Am I gonna see my face? I don't.
Probably. You look really nice. You have a really nice.
Thank you.
You have a nice little.
Thank you
Setup
very
here.
much.
No, it's fine.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, or anything I should have asked about that
No,
you'd like to share?
just don't overthink it. You just have to get set up on Amazon and get everything going. But that's
All right.
basically it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Have a great
Okay.
day.
Stay tuned and you'll see any updates. Okay. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay, YouTube. I think that call went really well. She had a lot of great questions. We had a really good conversation. And for all of those people who have multi-member LLCs, this really explains exactly how to do it, FBA, and all the things. So again, thanks for watching. Comment below if I said something wrong or if I messed up. And stay tuned for the next video. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.